team here at KeyPleaz, and joining me is Kathy Horgan. She's one of the co-founders. So just to give you some quick little background, KeyPleaz was actually started by a KW agent named Pam Griffith. She is the other co-founder, and she works out of the Roswell Market Center in the Atlanta area. And really, this came out of a need that she was experiencing where she wasn't quite ready to grow a team yet, but she just needed some extra hands. So she was talking one day with Kathy, who has an extensive corporate background, and together the two of them came up with KeyPleaz. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen.
Great.
And I've got some slides that will run through. And if anybody has any questions, you can always stop me along the way or throw it in the chat and we can catch it there as well.
Yeah. Hey, and Trent, I'll just add to exactly what you said. And we're hearing it from market centers, we're hearing it from busy agents, and we hear it from available agents that there is just such a huge opportunity to leverage the power of the brokerage, because being a real estate agent is very difficult. There's so many tasks that need to take place in order to get a transaction across the finish line. And when we started digging in and talking to agents, we knew that there was a better way and a more deserving technology that would connect you with an available agent when you needed an extra hand in your business. So Trent, I'll let you take it away, but we're really excited to be here. And I'm going to put some notes in the chat while Trent gets started.
Perfect. Thank you, Kathy. So just to give you some background, what we learned today from talking to all these market centers is that if you need help, typically you'll go to an internal Facebook site, or you'll text or email your coworkers and say, hey, I really need help this weekend. Here's where the properties are located. Here's how much I'm willing to pay. What we've learned is that less and less people are using Facebook. Sometimes that post gets buried. They're calling the MCA or the front desk at the office, begging for help. And it sometimes can take up to a full day to coordinate that. So it's just way too manual and inefficient. We thought there had to be a better way. So I introduced you KeyPleaz, which is, it's all about getting your buyers to see a property faster so that you can sell it faster. So it seamlessly connects that busy agent with the available agent while leveraging the power and talents of an entire brokerage to allow all agents to be more successful in their business, which really is the main goal at the end of the day. We wanted to find a way to make all agents more successful. So when you log into the app, there's three main core capabilities. So you have open houses, home showings, and what we call a runner opportunity. A runner opportunity can really be anything. So you have lock boxes that you need picked up or dropped off at a property, or say you need somebody to go sit at a home for a couple hours for a home inspection. Any real estate related activity that you need taken care of, you can utilize that runner feature. We've seen a really large increase in those recently. In Atlanta, we even had one agent that was so busy, she just needed somebody to go pick up her contact lenses from Costco. So she called us up. We said, yeah, no problem. So she put it in the app, paid somebody $50 to go pick up her contacts and drop them off at her office because she just simply didn't have the time. So it can really be anything under that runner umbrella. And here's just kind of a quick overview of how the app works. So let's just say a client calls or texts you and says, hey, 123 Main Street just hit the market. Well, we all know in today's market with limited inventory, it's not going to last. So if you can't get that buyer in that home, more than likely somebody else is going to get them in there. So what you're going to do is tell your agent, hey, I'm so sorry, I'm unable to complete that showing for you today. However, let me find somebody for my team that can. Because again, it's just within your brokerage. So for you guys, it's coastal properties, LA Harbor, and South Bay. Those three offices are all connected in our database. So if you have opportunities in any one of those three market centers, you'll be able to get connected with agents. So you're going to type in that property address, or excuse me, I got a little ahead of myself. When you log into the app, this is what you're going to see. So this is the home page. So at the top, you have home showing, open house, and runner. These are for the hiring agent or the person that is requesting the showing. And then at the bottom, you have available opportunities. So this is where the available showing agent would go to see what jobs are available to be claimed. So for this example, I'm going to click on home showing. I'm then going to type in that property address. So when I do that, this little white house with the blue circle around it is going to be displayed on the map. That is my property that I need shown. If I have 2, 3, 4 homes, I can put all of those in there and then they'll each show up as little dots on the map. These keys, these orange keys around that property, these are agents from my brokerage that have signed up with KeyPleaz and have their notifications turned on. So just by looking at this map, I can relax a little bit. I know there's plenty of agents nearby. More than likely, somebody's going to be able to claim that opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and click on request an agent. When I do that, an in-app notification is going to go out to all those agents saying, hey, there's a home showing near you. It's going to list the property address, the date and time, and how much that agent is willing to pay. So if that works for me, I'm going to go ahead and click that claim button on the opportunities page. When I do that, my contact information is shared with the hiring agent, and that hiring agent's contact information is shared with me. Now, me as the showing agent, the first thing I need to do is immediately get in touch with that hiring agent. And I can do that by going into the app on the details page, which we'll show you how to access that a little bit later on. But we've made it really simple. The agent's phone number is right in there. There's a little text box. If you want to text them, it'll generate a text message. And then also a little phone icon if you want to call them. And it's really, really important that the two parties connect. That's when you're going to coordinate the specific details. For example, who's going to show or schedule that showing with the listing agent or put it into showing time, and any other important details that you need to know to have a successful showing. So once I get those details from my hiring agent, I go to the property, I show the home to the client, I lock up, I go back to the KeyPleaz app and press the complete button. When I do that, payment then processes. So payment is automatically processed through the backend system, and it processes through a company called Stripe. Now, if you have not heard of Stripe, I can almost guarantee you've used them. So it's the same payment provider that runs the backend system for Amazon, Uber, Lyft, Zoom, Walmart even uses them. Most major companies use Stripe for their payment provider. And that's for two reasons. So the first being that Stripe has the highest level of security out of any payment provider on the market. And that was really important to us. We wanted to make sure that your financial information was secure. The second thing is that we as KeyPleaz do not hold any of your financial information. It's all encrypted and secure into that Stripe gateway. So how much does it cost? There's no cost to download. There's no fees to the brokerage. The only fees that apply with KeyPleaz are the transaction fees that are associated with each use. And those are paid by the people that receive the benefit. So the hiring agent is the one that determines the price. So we all know that there's a variety of different situations. Also, the distance from the market center where that property is located, each showing is going to be a little bit different. So you as the hiring agent determine the price that you're willing to pay. The app is then going to add a 14.5% transaction fee on top of that. So just to give you some context, say you need a lockbox dropped off at a property and you're going to pay somebody $30. So down below here, we've got it shown where on a $30 transaction, that 14.5% translates to about $4.35 for a total charge of $34.35. The app is very transparent. I will show you when you set your pricing, it'll show you the fee amount, and then it'll also show you the total charge that you can expect to see on your statement. Of that $30, the showing agent pays a small 2.99% fee, and that really just goes to help cover some of the transaction fees that we incur from Stripe. And of that $30, they're going to take out 90 cents, and then they're going to expect to see a net pay of $29.10. Again, for the showing agent, it's very transparent. So before you ever claim an opportunity, you'll be able to see the total fee amount, less those transaction fees, and then that net pay right below there. So if you'd like, go ahead and take a picture or a screenshot of this page if you want to remember the fees for later. And of course, if you ever have questions, you can let us know, and I will show you later on where you can find those fees in the app as well. So I mentioned earlier that my name's Trent with the support team. If you ever need to get in touch with us, email is the best way. We constantly check that inbox. So even if it's the evening or on the weekend, one of us will see it and get back to you right away. It's support@keypleaz.com. I believe Kathy also put that in the chat box, so it'll be there as well. But these are really the three core areas that I cover. So we do host virtual training every Wednesday at noon Eastern time, and that is for all KW agents. Outside of that training, if you ever have questions, and that training is the same deck that I'm going over now. But if you ever have questions outside of this or just want some help getting set up, you can always send us an email and we're more than happy to walk you through that process. The second area is technical assistance. So we received all of your rosters just a few weeks ago, and we'll get an updated one here shortly. But any new agents that have come since we uploaded those rosters, we may not have your information in our system. So if you ever receive an error message that says it can't find you, please let us know. All I need is your agent license number and what brokerage you're with, and we'll get you added to the database so then you can sign up right away. And then lastly is feedback. So we love agent feedback. We're constantly striving to make KeyPleaz the most powerful tool for all of you. So if you ever think of an idea or an enhancement that you would like to see added to the app, please let us know. We take all of that into consideration when we map out our innovation pipeline. And I'm actually excited to talk to you towards the end of the slideshow about 2 new features that we just launched that were directly driven from agent feedback. So that was kind of an overview of how it works. Now we're gonna, I'll walk you through the sign up process as well as how to schedule a showing. And of course, if you have questions, please, you can shout them out or put them in the chat box and we can stop and address those.
Any questions? It's a
All
quiet
right.
group. All right.
Yeah. If you have them at the end, we can answer them as well. So the KeyPleaz app is available for both iOS and Android. So it's available on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. The latest version is 3.04. So please make sure you've updated to that latest version. When you download and install the app, there's going to be 2 prompts that pop up that are really important. The first one is going to be for location services. So KeyPleaz, again, it's not going to track you, but it will display your key as that anonymous key on the map. And so you can just select allow while using. It's just going to pull your location once when you log in, again, to display that key for other agents to let them know that you're in the area. So allow while using the app will work for that. The second prompt that's going to pop up is notifications. So you want to make sure that you click allow on this. And this is how you're going to get notified of any new showings, as well as if you have an active opportunity out there. If somebody claims it or cancels, you want to make sure that you have your notifications turned on so that you can see those. If you ever miss this prompt or click don't allow or just click away from it, you can go back into your device settings. So you want to make sure that these are turned on here. On the left, we have Android, and on the right is iPhone. If you want to take a picture or a screenshot of this, you're more than welcome to. But if you have this setting turned off, it'll actually override the notification settings inside the app. So please make sure that you have those turned on in your device settings, because like I said, it will override those app settings. Once you've taken care of those prompts, this is what you're going to see. So this is the main page of the app. So when you're brand new and signing up for the first time, you're going to come down to the bottom where it says new to KeyPleaz ? And you're going to click this orange sign up here button. On the next screen, it's going to ask you if you're an agent. You must be a licensed agent to use KeyPleaz. So we did that for the safety and security of all of you. So this is just your confirmation that yes, I'm a licensed agent. On the next screen is where you're going to type in your license number and the brokerage license number. The combination of these 2 is what lets you into the app. So like I said, if you're brand new to the brokerage or you just transferred in, if you're going to get an error message, this is where it would be. So if that happens, don't panic. Just send me an email. We'll get you taken care of. As you type in the brokerage license number, you'll see it actually populate on a drop-down menu, that complete number. Please select it from that drop-down. And then an orange Find Me button is going to populate right here. On the next screen is where your name will be displayed, as well as your email address. Your phone number is going to be blank, so you'll need to enter that before continuing. Please make sure that's a mobile phone number because it's going to text you some verification codes. And then lastly, this email address, sometimes if you've been with your office for a while, it could be an outdated email. It's pulled from the Winmore system. So if you ever want to change that, you can just go ahead and delete the email that's displayed here and then type in your preferred email address before hitting next. It's then going to send what's called an OTP or a one-time passcode to that email address. And what that is, it's a 3 or 4 digit code in an email. You're going to type that in on the top line. That's just a security check to make sure that's a valid email address. If you ever don't receive that code or you can't find it, you can always let us know and we can pull it from the database for you. And then this is where you're going to create your password as well. And then once you have your password set in, you'll hit accept the terms down here. Now, if you ever want to view the terms, you can view it at the bottom of all of these pages here. So make sure that you read through those before you hit accept and then submit. If you ever want to go back and read those, you can always do so by going to the menu. In there, under resources, you can find them listed there and you can go back and read them later if you'd like. So once you have your password set, it's then going to ask you to complete 2 financial screens. So the first one is your Stripe account. And again, Stripe is the payment provider that runs our backend system. So you want to, it's going to ask you some information again, because we don't hold your financial information. So it may seem a little repetitive. It's going to ask for your phone number and your email. This is the details that are required for Stripe. It's also going to ask what type of entity you are. Now, this is for tax purposes. So Stripe is income tracking. So anybody who makes more than $600 in a year with us or more, we are federally required to issue 1099. So those are issued through Stripe. So that's why it's going to ask that information. It's also, again, going to text you a verification code. So please make sure that's a mobile number. It may also ask you for a website. If you don't have your own website, you can use the kw.com website, and that will work for registration. Now, the first account that you're going to link is your payout account. That is the account that you receive funds to if you complete showings for other people. So because of this, it must be a bank account or a debit card. We cannot put funds back onto a card that they did not originate from. So that is the first account that you link. The second screen that you're going to see is payment information. Now, this is the card that you want on file to be charged if you hire other people to help you. So this screen can be a credit card or a debit card, and it's just, again, that card you want on file. Now, I do have a lot of agents that say, I'm never going to complete showings for other people. Do I have to link a bank account or debit card? Yes, you do. We do have a lot of agents that tell us that, and then a week, 2 weeks later on, they are completing showings. So we do require that for everybody. So please fill out those 2 screens. They are required. Again, first one must be a bank account or debit card. The second screen can be a credit card or a debit card. And it can be the same account if you'd like. So if you want to use the same debit card, you definitely can. Stripe may also ask you for the last 4 of your social or an EIN number. Again, that's for those 1099s. I believe you can skip it at first. Once you hit that $600 threshold, then it's going to require that to proceed. So then you are completely set up. Any questions about the sign-up process before I walk you through how to schedule a showing? Or did that all make sense? I know it was a lot of information. All right, we will keep going. So now I'll walk you through how to schedule a showing. So again, this is the main page that you'll see. So for this example, we'll click on home showing. On the next screen is where you type in that property address. Let's see. And we are tied directly to Google Maps. So as you begin typing in the property, so for this example, the address that I want is 5 Highland Valley Court. So as I type in 5 Highland, it's going to pull up all the addresses that are similar to that text. And then when I see the one that I want, I can easily click it from this drop down. So for example, it's this top one, and then it's going to drop in down below here. Now, say I had 2, 3, 4, even 5 homes that I want shown for the same buyer. I can do that. So I just, for multiple properties, I just go back up to the search address. I type in that next property, and they'll start popping in down below here. To confirm the properties, you just click the check mark to the right before you hit the next button. It's then going to ask for your buyer's information. It's really important that this is only shared with the showing agent who claims and confirms the showing. So it's not sent out to everybody in your brokerage. It's only shared with that one person. And after they complete the showing, it disappears. I do have some agents that don't want to share their buyer's information. That's more than fine. You can put in your own contact information. If you do that, please just make sure that you're available at the time of showing and paying attention to your phone in case anything comes up where that showing agent needs to get in touch with that buyer so that you can kind of be the person to coordinate that between the two parties. Then you can also add important showing details. So if there's an alarm or a gate code for the property, or maybe the lockbox is at a back door, anything that's going to be important for that agent to know, you can put in here. Of course, you're still going to connect with that showing agent prior to the showing, so you can always share those details over the phone as well. It's then going to ask you to set a time frame. So there's two ways that you can schedule showings. The first is ASAP, which means ideally you would like somebody to immediately head to that property and meet your buyer over there as soon as possible. The second option is to set a specific time window. So for that, you just set a start and an end time. On this screen is also where you set the fees. So there's this slide bar here where you can slide back and forth how much you're willing to pay, or you can come over here to the right and delete the amount that's in there and then type in whatever you'd like. The fees are going to be displayed down below here. So you can see on this $30 transaction, the total charge that I can expect to see on my credit card is $34.35, and that includes those transaction fees of $4.35. So if you just scroll down to the bottom, that's where you can find those fees for the hiring agent. I'm going to then click on next. And this is a brand new feature that we just announced. So this was directly driven from agent feedback, and it's called favorite agents. So there's now 3 options when you send out that opportunity. So say you have a client that maybe is a $2 million buyer or on a luxury listing, and they just need some extra hand holding. So you really would like it to go to someone that you know and already have an established relationship from your office. So I'll walk you through how to set up your list, but inside the app, you can create a favorites list of agents that you already know and have a relationship with. And then you can select to send to just that list of agents. You can give them a head start. It's a 1-minute advance notice. I know 1 minute doesn't sound like a lot, but once we get a lot of agents signed up from your brokerage, most opportunities are claimed in about 10 seconds or less. So they are claimed very quickly. So 1 minute is actually a long time in KeyPleaz standards. And then of course you can send to all. And so just to kind of highlight the differences here on the map, when you are selecting these different options. So here's what you can see if you have your favorites list set up, where I only have 1, maybe 2 agents that are available in the area, versus if I send to everybody, it's going to go out to all of these agents who are nearby. So more than likely my opportunity is going to be claimed quickly. However, we know there are those situations where you really don't have an option. So that's why we wanted to allow that favorites option. And I'll show you how to set that list up towards the end. When you click on request an agent, an in-app notification is going to go out to all of those agents, letting them know that there's an opportunity near them. They will be able to see the property address, as well as how much that agent is willing to pay, and then the date and time. So once again, if that all works for them, they'll click this claim button. Here, where it says showing fee, this is the total fee for the opportunity. So the fee amount is for all opportunities. So if there's 2 or 3 homes listed there, that fee is for all 3 of those homes. It is not per property. So that's important to note. And then here's where you'll see that net pay amount. So like I said, if that works for you, you'll click that claim button. It's then going to ask you, are you sure you want to claim it? You'll click on yes, and then you'll get a notification that you've successfully claimed that opportunity. Now, once you get that opportunity claimed, that's then the time when you want to reach out to that hiring agent. So to find their information inside the app, you go to my claim/completed from the menu. And then on this upcoming tab is where it's going to list all of your claimed opportunities. And if you come over here to the right and click on that details page, that's where you can find the buyer's information as well as the hiring agent's information. And here are those little buttons that you can easily click on the text message if you want to text them, or the phone button if you want to call them. And it's really important. So KeyPleaz does not replace communication. It's easily connects you with those busy agents or available agents. However, communication is still really important. So please, please, please always make sure that you're connecting with that other party to make sure that you're going to have a successful showing. As the hiring agent, you're going to receive a notification that says who the showing agent is that claimed your opportunity, and it's going to share their information. So you can easily, from the notifications, click their phone number and you can call them that way as well. If you want to see who claimed your opportunity, you can go to my requested, I believe it's on this next page. I'll show you on the menu, but you can go to my requested/upcoming, and that's where you can find your scheduled showings that you have out there. And then again, it'll display that details button so that you can easily find out who your showing agent is. If nobody has claimed the opportunity yet, instead of an agent's name in here, it'll say we are working on assigning an agent. So that's how you can go in and check to see if your opportunity has been claimed or not. So to complete an opportunity, you're going to go back into that My Claim/completed section. So the same way you got in touch with your hiring agent is how you're going to complete that opportunity. You'll click the complete button. If it's multiple properties, it's going to ask you to select which ones you completed. So if you completed all three, you can easily select all. Or if you only completed two of the three, you can just select the ones that you've shown before clicking confirm and complete. It's then going to ask for some mandatory showing feedback. So of course you can always call or text that hiring agent and give them feedback that way. However, this is a required field, so you can put in some just quick feedback here. Like for example, the buyers loved the floor plan on this first house. However, they weren't crazy about the floor plan on the second home or anything like that. That goes back to that hiring agent. Once you submit that, you'll then confirm and complete, and that's when your payment processes. And payments process in about 2 to 3 business days. If it's your very first showing with KeyPleaz, it sometimes can take up to a maximum of 5 business days because there are some additional verification steps that Stripe in your bank do. But once that first payment goes through, 2 to 3 business days is the average. Now, as a hiring agent, if you ever want to know if your showing was completed, say you can't remember if you saw the notification or maybe you missed it, this is where you can go. So you'll go to the menu and my requested/completed, and then that opportunity is going to show up in your completed section. You'll also receive a notification that your opportunity has been completed and that payment is now going to process. Now, we do know from time to time that situations come up, say the school calls and little Johnny is sick from school and they need you to come pick him up. So that's okay if you're the showing agent and you need to cancel. There is that option. Please, please, please reach out to your hiring agent and let them know. Just give them a quick heads up saying, hey, I'm so sorry something came up. I really need to cancel. But when the showing agent cancels, it will automatically go back out into the queue for another agent to claim. So it will be made available as soon as they cancel that. So you can always let the hiring agent know that, hey, I'm unable to complete this, but don't worry, it's going to go back out into that queue for another agent to claim. So you can click on the cancel button. It'll ask you, you're sure? Yes, you want to cancel. And then you'll get a notification that it's been successfully canceled. The hiring agent is also going to receive a notification that the appointment has been canceled and that opportunity has been made available for claiming.
Trent, can I ask a question?
Of course.
So in the details where you can see what's been requested or what's been completed, can hiring agents ever see all the completed tasks of another agent, like kind of like a resume of what that agent has done before?
No, they cannot. So it's just for your own personal
Okay,
completed and requested showings. So you'll be able to see any showings that you completed or any requested opportunities that have been completed by other agents. But in terms of seeing another agent's opportunities, you won't be able to see that in the app.
got it.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
yeah, the one thing to add to that is kind of like when you talk about a resume, we are working on a rating system. So
Oh.
in our innovation pipeline, you'll be able to see, is that agent a 4-star? Is that agent a 5-star? Or is that agent, hasn't had any reviews?
Uh-huh.
So we
Just
will
like
have
Uber.
that in the future. We just don't have that today.
That's
So then
interesting.
they'll be able to see some information on them.
Right.
And it is, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but it is all anonymous and it's first come, first serve. So when that opportunity goes out, it'll go out to all those agents on the map, but those keys are all anonymous. So you won't be able to see who is who. And then it's a first come, first serve basis. Of course, unless you use that favorites feature, which then that allows you the control to send it out to just that specific list of agents.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Of course, great question.
one other thing to add to that is because I think that brings up a really good point. What we have found in the couple of years that we've been in business is when a KW agent picks up opportunities and does a fabulous job, and a hiring agent feels really good about the agent, that's at the time that they put them in their favorites basket, so that those people have preferences to the opportunities that they send out. Does that make sense?
When you say it are preferences, do you mean that they would see the opportunities first?
Yes. They would get that 1-minute notification, or they can send it exclusively to just their favorites team.
Okay. Okay, got it.
So it's a
Great
great
point.
incentive for showing agents to do a fabulous job, build great relationships with these busy hiring agents. It's really a huge opportunity to learn. And then what we find is they get put in their favorites because they've had such a good experience.
Right. That makes sense.
Perfect. So we also know that from time to time, a property goes under contract or the buyer changes their mind. So we also have the a feature for the hiring agent to have the ability to cancel a showing. Now there are some limitations here because we didn't want to have a showing agent get all the way to the property and then that hiring agent cancels and they're out all that gas money. So if a hiring agent schedules an opportunity, if it's ASAP, there's a 15-minute window when they can cancel. Outside of that 15 minutes, they're essentially locked into that opportunity. And we ask that they still pay that showing agent, as more than likely that showing agent is either at the home or already on their way. If you have a scheduled time, so say you have a showing today at 4 o'clock, you have until 30 minutes prior to that scheduled start time to cancel. So you have up until 3:30 today to cancel that opportunity if it's at 4 o'clock. And again, for that same reason, under that 30 minutes, that showing agent is probably already at that property or very close to being there. So that there is some limitations for that hiring agent when it comes to canceling, but they also have that ability. It's going to ask them to select a reason why. If it doesn't fall under one of these three options, they can select other and then type in whatever they'd like. When they cancel, they'll get a confirmation notification that their opportunity's been canceled. And then that showing agent is also going to receive a notification that it's been canceled. So then they know that they don't need to worry about completing that showing anymore. Again, just like we say for the showing agent, it is nice as a hiring agent if you give that agent a heads up saying, hey, I'm so sorry, the property's under contract, the buyer changed their mind, whatever the case may be, I'm going to need to cancel. So then they know that they don't need to worry about it as well. Now, let's just say you schedule an opportunity for $30 and it sits there for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes and nobody picks it up. more than likely it's probably priced too low. So if that happens, and I'm just using $30 as an example, but you could do whatever amount you want. Again, that hiring agent is the one that sets the amount. But you can go back into that showing and click on that details button for the hiring agent. And in there, there's going to be a little pencil icon. If you click this, you can change the time, the price. You can also edit the buyer's information. But if you increase the price 9 times out of 10, that will be enough to get somebody to claim it. So when you click save, it then sends out another notification to those agents, letting them know that there's been an update to that opportunity. So then they can go into the KeyPleaz app and see that price increase. Then if that works, they can claim it and then go and complete your showing. So you do have that edit feature for the hiring agents. Again, if you ever need to increase the price, or if your opportunity is sitting there for quite some time and it's not getting picked up. We also know that we have 1 million passwords. So there is a reset password option if you ever forget your password. On the main page, underneath the login button, there's a forgot password link. You'll type in your email address. If you're not sure what your email is that's associated with your account, you can always send me an email to support@keypleaz.com and I can assist you with that process. It's then going to send you a 5 or 6 digit code to your email. You'll type that in on this first line and then set and confirm your new password down below. I did also talk about the menu quite a few times, so I'm just going to run through that and highlight a couple features here. So from the menu, you can access home. Again, I'll show you here in a few slides how to set up your favorite agents. My claim/completed, this is for the showing agent to see what opportunities they have. My requested/completed, that is for the hiring agent to access their requested opportunities. Payments, in here, you can update your bank account or credit card information if you need to add or delete cards. This is also how you can track the status of any pending payments that are on your account. Resources, in here, again, is the terms of service and our FAQs. There's also something in there called keys to success, which I'm going to highlight on the next slide. Settings, in here, you can access your profile and reset your password if you'd like. You can also update your phone number in your settings. Help, if you click on help, it'll automatically generate an email to myself and my team and then log out. So keys to success, that is under resources. I would invite all agents that are new to KeyPleaz, even if you're a hiring agent or a showing agent, just to read through this document. This was put together by agents that have claimed and completed a lot of showings for us and have been very successful with KeyPleaz. But in here, we lay out kind of the minimum expectations for having a successful open house or a home showing with KeyPleaz. So it just talks about, bringing your best self, communicating with that hiring agent to get those specific details, and any other important things that you need to think about. So it's a really short document, but I would invite everybody just to read through that. Again, it's in that resources section on the menu. So now I'm just going to highlight quickly 2 big features that we just launched. So these, again, were directly driven from agent feedback. So the first is notifications. We just completely overhauled our notification system inside the app. So now we have a little bell icon at the top. So it's just like Facebook. So the in-app notifications come across as banners at the top of your screen. And then if you ever swipe away or click on them and they disappear, but you want to go back and access those, you can go into the KeyPleaz app and click on the little bell icon, and this will keep a history of all of your notifications. So in here, you can easily search those notifications. You can mark them all as red if you want. If you do that, it'll take them from bold font to normal face font. And you can also here's how you can mark all. So clicking those 3 little dots, and then you can also delete all of those notifications as well if you want to clear them out. The second feature is my favorite. So again, I kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but I just want to walk you through quickly how to set that up. So you'll go to the menu and click on My Favorite Agents. This is what you'll see when you create your list for the very first time. So you can click on this orange button that says Create a List. When you do that, it's going to pull up a list of all of the agents from your 3 different market centers that have signed up with KeyPleaz. Now, if they've already registered, they're going to show up with this little heart to the right here. So if you see this heart icon, that means they are signed up. They have an existing account with KeyPleaz. When you add them, they'll be able to see your notifications. So when you add them, it'll fill the heart into this darker color. Click on Add an Agent, and then they'll show up on your list. When you do this, it will send a notification to that agent, letting them know that you have added them as one of your favorite agents. Now, I will say that if you ever need to remove an agent, you can easily do that as well. It will not notify them. So it notifies them when they're added for the first time. However, if you need to remove an agent, they will not know because it's not gonna notify them. If they have not signed up with KeyPleaz yet, to the right here is going to say invite. If you click on that and invite them to join your favorites list, it's going to send them an email. And this is the same welcome email that we sent out to everybody when we launched with your market centers, but it just kind of highlights a little brief overview of what KeyPleaz is. It also has a link to the app store so that they can easily download it. And then it has the sign up instructions. Upon completion of this registration using your link, they will be added to your list. Now, we know that we all get a million emails, so it's possible that they'll miss it, or sometimes it goes to their promotions folder on Gmail and then they can't see it. So if they don't accept it after 24 to 48 hours, the app will actually send you a little nudge notification saying, hey, it looks like Trent has not accepted your invitation. You may want to reach out to them directly. And then that's when you can reach out to that agent from your office and kind of tell them what it is. And then they can go into their email and find that link to join your list. Once your list is created, this is what it looks like. So at the top here, I can see Pam has signed up with KeyPleaz. So she shows up as a little dark heart to the right. So if I send out opportunities, she will receive them. Trent, I've invited him, but he has not accepted yet. So it still shows up as invited. Now, once he completes that sign up process using my link, that little heart will show up here, and then he'll be able to see my opportunities. If you ever need to remove somebody, it's really easy. You just go to your list, and the same way you added them is how you remove them. So you just click that heart. It'll ask you, are you sure you want to remove them? You can click on yes. Again, it will not notify them if you remove them from your list. And then here is how you can tell if an opportunity has been sent out from an agent that added you as a favorite. So at the end of the opportunity here on the left, you can see this little red heart emoji. So that's how you can tell that the opportunity is coming from somebody that has added you as a favorite. Versus on the right, where it does not have that emoji, this is what a standard opportunity looks like. So you will want to keep in mind that opportunities are claimed very quickly. So if it has a heart, you may be able to hesitate a little bit, but if it's a standard home showing, you want to make sure that you kind of make a quick decision, because if you don't claim it, somebody else definitely will. So I know that was a ton of information. We do have a Facebook website where you can check us out. We post all of our enhancements on there. Of course, you can always email us to support@keypleaz.com, but I know that was a ton of information. So please, if you have questions, you can shout them out or put them in the chat box, and we can talk about them now.
I have a quick question. When I click on favorite agents, so let me do that. All I get, and I've tried it multiple times, I get a screen that is loading and it says, please wait, fetching favorite and invited agents. I haven't been able to get past that screen, even if I sit it here for a few minutes. Is that possibly because we're all new and maybe a lot of people haven't signed up yet?
It should be loading for you though. Would you mind emailing me a screenshot? I can pass that along to our development team and they can investigate to make sure that that gets resolved for you, Jasmine. Because I
Sure,
do
no problem.
apologize for that.
That's okay. Thank you.
Of course, but yeah, if you just want to email me a screenshot, I'll pass that along to our development team and then follow up with you as soon as I have a resolution. And if that's happening for anybody else, please let me know so we can get that taken care of.
Hey, and Jasmine, just out of curiosity, this is Kathy, by the way. Are you on Wi-Fi?
I am. Everything else is loading perfectly though.
Okay.
But I can try to take it off my Wi-Fi and give that another go.
Nope.
I tried it yesterday when I loaded it and it didn't work. And then I'm trying it again a few times. Let's see, nothing yet.
Okay.
Okay, I do apologize.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
I'll get our
Thank you for
development
bringing
team
that to
working
our
on that
attention.
so that we can get that fixed. Any questions about KeyPleaz or how it works? Or does this seem like something that you guys can use to build your business and gain some leverage, either as a hiring agent or as a showing agent trying to get some experience and some money? Everybody's so quiet.
Yeah. Well, I have another kind of technical question. I know
Yeah.
in the beginning when the hiring, like when an agent accepts a task, it would give them that hiring agent's contact info at that time, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And then is that easily accessible? I'm just thinking like if someone's actually out on the task, or maybe they're doing an open house and they need to contact that. Is there a way for that contact info to appear again so that they can easily call them if they needed to?
Yep, absolutely. So
Okay.
that details page in here, let me go back to that slide here. In the app on my claim/completed for that showing agent, let me see it. So here, if they click on that details page, this will always be displayed
I see.
for them. So this is the hiring agent's view. So they can see that showing agent. And then this is their own buyer's information. Now the showing agent, their view looks similar to this. It'll list the hiring agent's information here and the buyer's information down below. So that is always available while that showing is active. Once they complete it, the buyer's information will disappear. So, and I believe also the hiring agents. So once it's completed and taken care of, then that information goes away. But while it's active, if they ever need to get in touch with them, they can always go to that details page and find their contact information there.
Okay.
Does that answer your question, Kim?
Yes, it does. That's good. I think that's important. And then another question is just because of the fact that our situation may be a little different in that the 3 offices, the agents are all being pooled together. Are there any special nuances or things that would apply differently for us other than the fact that it's so awesome that, you know, we have such huge coverage with the 3 offices and all the agents that would be participating? But are there any technicalities about the app that would work a little differently?
No, so that's pretty common, especially in the Atlanta area. Some market centers, we have 6, 7, 8 offices all tied together. Really, the only difference is that it just gives everybody a larger geographical range for finding agents that can help them. But again, it's just those KW offices, so it's only ever going to be KW agents helping you from those 3 offices, and you'll only ever be helping agents from those other 3 offices. The only thing that I could think of is if you need different lockbox access for those different market centers. I'm not sure how that works in California. But as the showing agent, you would want to keep that in mind when you are claiming opportunities, that you have access to get into that property. That's the only thing that I could think of. But in terms of licensing, you're all covered under California. So we wouldn't run into any issues there. Does that make sense?
Yep, that's perfect. Thank you.
Can I add to that? So one of the things, because I've been out into your market center area, and I know that traffic can be very hairy sometimes. And as Trent mentioned, there is a 30-minute cancellation. But as you probably know, some agents might want to leave 45 to an hour in advance of that showing. So I would just ask, one of the things that Trent mentioned early on is this does not replace communication. And so just having transparency of, hey, I'm leaving the house, because you just hate for somebody to cancel when an agent's already on their way. And I know a lot of agents that like to get there a little early, get the lights on, make sure it's a good showing experience. So just to be thoughtful to that.
Definitely, that's important.
Good idea.
So yes, communication is always the best answer. Thankfully, we really have not had any issues with KeyPleaz. The few times we have had little hiccups, it's when the two parties did not connect. So always making sure that you're getting in touch with that showing agent or that hiring agent. And just like Kathy mentioned, just being transparent and open about the details in the showing.
Okay, are there any other questions? No? Okay, well, I think you both were so thorough, and I thank you. We did record it, so we're going to send it out to the agents as a reference, and we'll keep promoting this so that we can have more and more agents utilizing the app. But thank you so much. And your contact info.
Yes, here, let me put that in the chat, and I will also include my cell phone number too. So
Okay.
if anybody needs to text or call me, if that's easier, definitely feel free to do so. So here's my email, and then I'll put my cell phone number in there as well. And Jasmine, thank you. I'll look for your email as soon as we hop off this call. But yes, if you think of any questions after this or want some additional assistance, please just let me know, and we'll make sure that we get you taken care of.
And we are so excited to be partnering with your market centers, and we look forward to our partnership. And we're very excited that I believe I heard that KW is celebrating leverage in the month of March, and there couldn't be a better technology to help give you guys leverage. So we're excited.
That's for sure. Okay, well, thank you both so much, and thank you everyone for joining.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.